This tutorial explains how to apply the sort, order and rank functions in the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In the first part of this video, I want to show you the basic application and the difference of the three functions sort, order and rank. And for this, we first need to create an example data object, as you can see in line 2 of the code. So if you run this line of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new data object is appearing, which is called x. And we can print this data object to the RStudio console by running line 3 of the code. And then you can see that our data object is a vector of numeric values. And as you can see, this vector contains 4 different elements, and each of these elements contains a different number. So if we want to apply the sort function to sort our vector, we can apply the sort function, as you can see in line 5 of the code. So in this line of code, I'm specifying the name of the sort function, and within this function, I simply need to specify the name of the vector object that I want to sort. So in this case, this vector is called x. So if you run line 5 of the code, you can see at the bottom that another output is returned. And as you can see, this time our vector is sorted from the lowest to the highest value in our input vector x. In contrast to that, the order function, as you can see in line 7 of the code, returns a different output. And this output corresponds to a ranking of our input values in the vector object x. So if you consider the values of our input vector x, you can see that the value -10 is at the second position of this vector. And for that reason, the order function returns the value 2 in the first position of the output. The value 0 is the second lowest value in our input vector. And for that reason, the order function returns the value 4. The value 4 is the third lowest value in our input vector, and for that reason the first position is returned by the order function, and last but not least the value 8 is at the third position. So as you have seen, the order function creates a ranking from the lowest to the highest value in our data. So if we apply the rank function, you can see another difference compared to the outputs of the sort and order function. So as you can see, the output of the rank function is the opposite as of the order function. I have also summarized the outputs of the sort, order and rank functions in this graphic that you can see here. And as you can see, each of the functions returns a different output, and depending on your specific needs, you might prefer one over the other function in your specific scenario. However, in the next examples, I want to show you some more advanced applications of these functions. And in the next example, I want to show you how to order the rows of data frame using the order function. And for that, we first need to create an exemplifying data frame, as you can see in lines 11 and 12. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new data set is appearing, which is called my data. And we can print this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 13 of the code. And then you can see that our data frame contains 2 columns. And the first column contains the same values as our input vector x that we have used in the previous examples. And the second column is called y and contains the characters a, b, c, and d. So let's assume that we want to order the rows of this data frame based on the column x. Then we can apply the code that you can see in line 15. And in this line of code, I'm specifying the name of our data frame, and then I'm using square brackets to reorder the data frame rows. And within the square brackets, I'm using the order function, and I'm applying this function to our data frame column x. So if you run line 15 of the code, you can see another output at the bottom in the RStudio console. And as you can see, this time we have reordered our data frame rows based on the column x. It is also possible to order the elements of a list object. And this is what I want to show you in the next example, starting in line 17 of the code. So in lines 17 to 19, I'm first creating an example list. So if you run these lines of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new list object is appearing, which is called myList. And we can print this list to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 20 of the code. And then you can see that our list contains 3 list elements. And you can see that these list elements are named. And you can see that the ordering of these list elements is not sorted yet, because the first list element is called B, the second list element is called C, and the third list element is called A. So let's assume that we want to order this list based on the names of the list elements. Then we can apply the code that you can see in line 22. So in these lines of code, I'm once again using the order function in combination with the names function, and I'm applying these two functions to our list object, and then I'm subsetting our list based on the output of this. So if you run line 22 of the code, you can see that our list is reordered, because now the first element is the element A, the second element is the element B, and the third element is the element C. So in this example, you have learned how to order a list, and you have also learned that the order function can also be applied to characters. You might also have noted in the previous examples that the sort and order functions are usually ordering in increasing order. However, it's also possible to sort and order in decreasing order, and this is what I want to show you in the next lines of code. So in line 24 of the code, I'm applying the sort function once again to our vector object x that we have created in the beginning of the tutorial. However, this time I'm also specifying the decreasing argument to be equal to true. So if you run line 24 of the code, you can see that the ordering of the output has been reversed, because this time the highest value is at the first position and the lowest value is at the last position of the output. Similar to that, we can also specify the decreasing argument to be equal to true within the order function, as you can see in line 26 of the code. So if you run this line of code, you can see that the output is also reversed compared to the output that we have created in the beginning of the tutorial. In the next example of this tutorial, I want to show you once again how to sort the rows of a data frame. However, this time I want to show you how to sort the rows of a data frame based on multiple columns. And for this we need to create another data frame, as you can see in lines 28 to 30 of the code. So if you run these lines of code, you can see that at the top right of RStudio, another data frame is appearing, which is called myData2. And we can print this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 31 of the code. And then you can see that our new data frame contains 3 columns. So the first column contains some numeric values, and the second column is our main group, and the third column is our subgroup indicator. So let's assume that we want to sort the values in the first column based on the second and the third columns in our data frame. Then we can apply the code that you can see in line 33. So in this case, I'm applying the order function to 2 columns. So within the order function, I'm first specifying our main group, then I'm using a comma, and then I'm specifying our subgroup. So if you run line 33 of the code, you can see that our data set is ordered based on these 2 columns, because first we have ordered our data frame based on the column group 1. So as you can see, this column is ordered AA, B, 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 and C. And then within these groups, we have ordered based on the subgroup indicator group 2. So as you can see within the group A, this column is ordered. Within the group B, this column is ordered as well, and within the group C, it is also ordered. So in this example, you have learned how to order the rows of a data frame based on multiple columns. So in the last section of this tutorial, I also want to show you some related functions to the sort, order, and rank functions that are provided by the R programming language. And the first function is the is.unsorted function that you can see in line 35. So if you apply this function to our vector object x, you can see that a logical indicator is returned. So in this case, this logical indicator is returning the value true, and this means that the vector object x is not sorted. Then you have some other sort functions that are called sort.list and sort.int. So if you apply these functions, you can see the outputs at the bottom as well. I don't want to explain these functions in too much detail because they are not so common. However, you can see the usage of these functions in the output values, and you can also see how to apply these functions by opening the help documentation of these functions by using a question mark and by writing the name of the function to the RStudio console. And then you can see at the bottom right how these functions should be applied. And another function that is similar to these functions is called xtfrm, as you can see in line 41 of the code. And as you can see, this function is also used to sort our data in some way. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage, statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.